Hey everyone, my name is Rahul and I'm a junior studying public health. I ride the Sierra route, and on Texas 4000 I'm the business development coordinator. A big reason why I ride and do Texas 4000 as a whole is largely because I can. I'm grateful enough to say that I don't have anyone super close to my family who's been affected by cancer, so I really ride for the challenge and just to honor people who don't get to pick the battles that they have to fight. Over quarantine and when we were all confined to our houses during the pandemic, I had a lot of time to do introspection, and there were a few events that kept coming up in my mind about like life and just how it works in general. For one, my dad had a stroke, and he was grateful enough to not like suffer any brain damage or anything like that, and he's perfectly fine now. But that was one of the things that got me thinking. One of my girlfriend's friends from back home in California passed away really unexpectedly due to a car accident, and he reminded me a lot of like myself. He was like the same age as us, same like going to college, doing homework every day, having fun with his friends, and then one day that was just all taken away from him, and that like kind of gave me a quick like reality check. And just like a bunch of these things just got me thinking and made me realize just how unexpected life really is. I always used to think of life as a right and like something that you would always have and everyone has a chance to live it out kind of thing, but that those events made me realize that life is more of a privilege, and it's something that can be taken away or changed in a matter of seconds. And before this, I had only heard of Texas 4000 through one of my friends who was a rider in like the past years, and she told me about it a couple of times, but I kind of just was like, oh, like that's this crazy thing. It's a big time commitment, and I don't really see myself in it. But after quarantine, once I kind of realized how fast life can change, it felt wrong to not do something like this when it's for such a good cause, and it's something so crazy that people will only have a chance to do it once in their lifetime. So I joined, and this is one of the most impactful orgs I've heard about on campus. We do a lot of good for people who can't or don't always voice their own battles. I like to say that like we fight for people who don't really have the chance to always speak up and have their voice heard. So I love it. A smaller reason why I ride is just because of like hearing other people's situations. I graduated from a high school that had only a graduating class of only 100 people, so I wasn't always exposed to like a lot of different situations and different perspectives. I knew everyone on a first and last name basis, and we were all really close friends. But once I got to college, I realized that a lot of people like are going through things that they don't always openly talk about. Even if you're like close with them or even if you're friends with them, you don't really know what a lot of people are going through. And I just had a couple friends who like told me their stories, and I would have never expected that they were going through anything tough or like a hard coming in their life by the way that they acted or talked or anything. And I also just joined Texas 4000 to hear like more about the people who ride with me and their stories and their lovely families and who they ride for. And yeah, that's why I ride.